We are back on the road again with a piece of equipment used in road building. The machine is made by Hamm and it's the HD148i Tandem roller. And by the writing on the box you can see that this is a machine targeted at the Chinese market. And for that reason it's in a scale that they like, which is 1:35. As usual we head straight to the weighbridge and the box comes in at £1 2 ounces, which turns out to be 520 grams. Let's now open the box and see what's inside. Well, it comes as no surprise that there's the usual pair of expanded polystyrene trays. But the good news is they're not taped together, and also the bottom and top is marked. If we turn it over and look at the ends of the trays, we see that they're held together by that nice clipping system. And this is so much better than accidentally cutting your finger off as you try to cut tape. Lifting the top tray, we see that the model is wrapped in soft paper. So let's take that off and then we can carefully lift the model out. There's a bag containing a pointer and there's no assembly to do because it is complete out of the box. So to check out the weight of the model, we put it on the weighbridge and it's 14.4 ounces, which happens to be 410 grams. So here is the 1:35 scale model compared to a 1:50 scale model. And the maker, Sunraise Classic Models, has produced other Wirtgen machines in 1:35 scale. Other scales they make include 1:38, and for some reason Zoomline models are often in that scale. Even more unusual is this 1:36 scale Saini crane, and it compares here to a 1:50 scale concrete pump. Moving to the slightly smaller scale of 1:43 is this Shantui dozer. And to match that is this Hyundai excavator, which is also in 1:43 scale. But Sunraise Classic Models have also gone large. And here is an example of a tipper truck, and this is in 1:24 scale. Starting underneath, and the big metal drums are slightly grooved, and the scrapers are modelled well. There's some casting details on the underside, and the steering rams are simply modelled. Looking from the front, and the drums look good, and the scraper edge detail stands out. There's the Hamm name in graphics, and there's well detailed lights. The mirrors on each side are made of tough plastic. The water tank in front of the cab is a nice moulding, and it has a Wirtgen logo. The cab itself looks impressive. There's a windscreen wiper at the front, and instead of mirrors it looks like this machine is fitted with rear-facing cameras. There's also a short stub aerial on the roof. The detailing of the drum supports is really good. There are rivet heads within the casting, and some sharp graphics. There are also hoses running to the inside of the drum support. Below the cab there's a highlighted panel handle, and the inset steps have a texture. The inside of the cab is detailed. There's an operator's seat and it has a graphic on the seat back. A good job has been made of the detailing of the cab doors. The door frame is highlighted in black and there's a Hammtronic graphic at the top. Looking at the back of the cab, there are more windscreen wipers and the grab rails are in metal. There's a beacon light on the roof, and the roof itself is metal and has some casting details. Moving to the back of the machine, and there's another water tank, and all the other details are of the same standard as at the front. Starting underneath, and the drums roll very smoothly, and the articulated steering of the real machine has been modelled well. So not only does the machine steer, but it can also be set with the drums slightly offset. Out on the test track, and this model is a super roller, it is absolutely smooth with no resistance in the drums at all. If we set the steering, we can achieve a moderate angle, and the roller rolls along just fine. You can get a similar angle rolling in the opposite direction, and if you're careful you can slightly offset the rear roller, and you can just about see that if you look at it front on. So after a bit of rolling you might want to do some servicing, and for that you can get to the engine by opening the panel door. There is some detail, but it would have been better if there had been some paint highlighting, and the same feature also exists on the other side of the model. Again, the panel door opens well, but some paint highlighting would have made all the difference to the detailing. Another very nice feature on the model is the opening cab doors. They're delicate and they open to a decent angle, and that lets you have a good look inside. The doors on both sides of the model open in the same way. So let's now shut that door. There is another working feature actually inside the cab, and that affects the operator's seat and the controls. They are mounted on a pivot point, so you can rotate them from one side right round to the other side. At least in this scale it's possible to get your finger in easily. A model like this always looks good when it's posed with others. Here we have a 1:32 scale low loader, which is about 10% bigger scale than the model, but actually it looks passably good. This is a very nice larger scale model of a Hamm roller by Sunraise Classic Models. It's a robust and well made model, and some of the detailing is very pleasantly executed. It also shows good model engineering with plenty of functionality, and it's a very good model to pose with others in the same scale. Overall, the model is rated as excellent.